Jeez. Welcome aboard the magical starship.
What's up, everybody?
This is the Wild and Weird Radio Live tour. Seems appropriate to say that, doesn't it? It's not a tour, but it's the Wild and Weird Radio Live. Joseph, how are you doing over there?
Oh, dude, it has just been the last few weeks have been some of the being honest, the worst weeks that I've had all year. But we're getting there, man. We're getting there.
We're getting there. Well, this is the worst time of year for us anyway, but it's also the most fun.
One of the most hectic times of year. It is. We're smack dab in the middle of festival season, guys.
Yeah, it's crazy. Can everybody hear okay? I need to know if the levels are good.
You sound a little hot.
Okay, hang on one second. I just figured out what happened, by the way. Apparently there was something. I went over and looked at it's not our equipment here. It's actually StreamYard.
Over in StreamYard?
Mm-hmm. They've got an amplification.
What's going on? We got Bigfoot, Littlefoot.
Welcome them in.
Boosters in the house.
Let's get them all in.
James Boggs, how you doing? Your stuff's actually going to be going out this week now, man. I got the mold made. I'm going to be sending out your little magnet to you, buddy. I didn't forget about you. Hey, that's us, Wild and Weird. Hey, look at us.
Hey, Wild and Weird. How you doing?
We got Daniel Thorndike. What's going on? Who else we got in the house? Teresa Racer, of course. How you doing?
You keep bringing them in. I got to go get some, okay?
Yeah, no, you're good. You're good.
You just keep them coming. I'm going to disappear into the background like magic.
In the house tonight. What's going on? Who else we got? Oh, Fishbelly, of course. What's going on, buddy? Good to have you. Good to have you. Larry Hose, what's going on, brother? Spooky Appalachia. Guys, once you all are done with our live feed, jump over to Spooky Appalachia and just go into one of their channels and play.
There we go.
Watch their stuff on repeat. They are getting really close over there to hitting a big milestone, and we want to help them out every bit we can. So just like before you go to bed, set your computer and let it play all night long on their channel. Brandon Wills, he's not going to be with us tonight.
He was
you guys just throw up some good vibes and prayers for his wife there. She's having some issues. Nothing like life threatening or crazy, but just
but painful. So
a little painful. My wife went through it not too long ago.
Very welcome.
So just remember
prayers,
those guys.
Intent, whatever you want to send. Yeah. Okay. How's
then
that
we
sound?
got Nancy Thames, Chris Coots in the house. Ada Cox is with us. Then I think that's everybody in the house tonight, guys.
Wow.
So far, anyway.
So far, let's keep them coming. Let's go
everybody
out
hanging out in the chat with us.
Let's get everybody invited in. We got some really cool stuff to talk about tonight. We got some reveals. We got some really cool reveals that are going to be coming up. Got some big information. If you don't know, hang on one second. I got to do something.
You still sound a little hot, man.
Hang on.
Ron just vaporized himself.
Nope, hang on.
James Boggs. There's my weekly dude. You have
How
no
about
idea
that?
how much
Is
we
that
appreciate those weekly donations.
Joe,
Today, actually, we
why
went
don't you
to
tell them how amazing they are? Because
Yeah,
we just got it to where we can actually get these donations. And
yeah. It took forever.
there it is.
But just so you guys know, James Boggs, you guys, what you all are doing, on average, because we ran the numbers this today actually. We were doing a big inventory of a whole lot of different stuff and seeing where we needed to be on certain things versus others. And, it runs us about $60
It's weird.
a month just to do the show. And with that coming out directly from us, that was quite a bit because the first half of the year we don't really do anything because there's no shows. So that makes it kind of tough. But with you guys stepping up and basically covering the cost of the show for everybody, keeping it free.
Dude, it's their show. It's their show.
It's their show.
This was always meant to be their show. And we always said that when we got to do this, we wanted to make it where it was their show. Now it's their show. So, yeah, I mean, that's for real. And here's whose show it is. I'm going to put this up here for us.
Everybody knows it's Sky Daddy's show.
Adam Good, Teresa's Haunted Histories, Dewey Edwards, James Boggs, Spooky Appalachia, Larry Host, Guitars and Chains, Craig, Travis Rednick, Jeffrey Steele, Russ Bailey, Chris Coots, Ada Cox, and Nancy White. Massive thank yous go out to you guys. Massive thank yous. You just don't even know. It's a big deal to us, and we're very, very thankful for you guys. Every little bit counts, that's for sure.
And just to give you guys some explanation, normally I'm not over here fiddling with stuff, but we have something really cool that we're going to show you later on tonight. And I'm just getting some gear ready in place so that way
I've got some stuff. I've got some stuff I'm going to show you too. No one, I don't think we told anyone, but last weekend, I got Ada.
Ada,
Bless
you're
you.
amazing. We love you.
Absolutely. We got to go to check out the Ravenswood Library.
Yeah.
And got to do a preliminary investigation there. Well, it was very cool. And we actually got some interesting stuff that happened there. And I'm going to go over just a little bit of that, because we're going to be talking about, we'll be talking a little bit about it later, but I'm going to eventually, of course, make it into an episode for you guys, share the data, thing like we did there at Nitro and whatnot, like we do with everything else. But there is one interesting thing, and I want to get your opinion on it too, Joe, because you haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, I haven't. Are you gonna run that right now?
No, I'm going to run it in a little bit.
Okay, run it later.
Yeah. So let's get everybody in. So tonight,
Spooky's saying, I saw a thing.
Okay, there you go. I saw a thing. That's what I'm saying. I saw a thing. He saw something. So, how's the levels all right now? Does that sound okay? Good. Check. 1, 2, 3. Everybody can hear okay?
Barry Browning's out with us tonight, too. Thanks for joining us.
Okay, so this week's actual podcast, we recorded already previously this week. It's about basically these Appalachian type mountain witches, mountain lore, folk medicine, and so forth. So I thought, well, it would be fun to hear some of you guys, because I know you guys have wonderful stories on this. These folk medicine legends and lores and, all these tales. But that's just part of the show tonight. We're going to also be showing you a little bit of evidence from a recent, I guess, not really a recent data discovery. We've discovered it, but we had some validation. Dewey.
You guys didn't get any Sky Daddy blessings last week. This week we got them coming. Deuster, thank you, brother.
We got Joe back in the control room. Thank God. Because it's hard to keep up with you guys and run that control room.
Yeah, it really is, man. It's what makes having a few people in the chair a little handy. And Deuster, you're great. We appreciate you, man. By the way, cannot wait to see you again here coming soon. Dewey will be hanging out with us at the Flatwoods Monster Convention, so he'll be dropping by to say hello.
Mm-hmm.
Angie says, clearly I arrived at the right moment. Scotty, exactly. When you're arriving here on the channel, you are never late. You're never early. You arrive just as the Sky Daddy decreases to be.
Absolutely.
James Boggs says, we used to use skunk oil, boiled skunk fat for colds. I'd heard skunk oil, and I'd also heard they used to use beaver oil for that as well.
Oh yeah,
yeah, that was but that was obviously not here. Beaver weren't as prevalent here back then because they got like hunted out for their furs and whatnot. But thankfully, they've made a comeback. Spooky Appalachia in the house. What is going on? You guys are fantastic.
man.
We appreciate you all.
Absolutely. All right, I'm trying to find where I just sent this to.
The executive producer / cult leader, Adam Good, says,
Adam Good.
Sky Daddy Matthew McConaughey blesses Spooky.
I got it. Here it is. I just found it.
But yeah, guys. So like Ron was saying, this week's episode that's going to drop tomorrow, we cover lightly. It's kind of an introductory.
Yeah.
For, some folk medicine. It's what's referred to as granny magic or granny witches, mountain witches. Basically an amalgamation of First Nations medicine with faith healing and as well as some of the early Western medicine techniques that were brought over from England and Scotland and Ireland and Scandinavia and whatnot. Yeah, it was a really interesting video.
Well, there's tons of them. That's the thing. I mean, it's just absolutely insane how many there are, and we talk about this, on the episode.
Hey, Fishbelly saying that his mother's cousin used to make that as well. Says it's as good as Vicks.
Oh, really?
Then Ada Cox says groundhog grease for really bad colds.
See, I've heard this one. I've actually heard that. I mean, I don't remember where I heard that, but somewhere growing up, I heard that one, the groundhog thing. But yeah, there's always some wild ones out there, and I knew you guys would have some good ones, and I want to hear them.
Another thing that we talked about briefly, we didn't go into depth because we wanted to share that bit over here on the show, is post Woodbooger Jamboree, we've had several Bigfoot reports come in.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, Woodbooger. My wife just said, Rowan perked up and said, granny witches. I don't think I like granny witches. That's my son. Well, buddy, you have one. And
that's hilarious.
It's just a great granny. But anywho, we had a ton of Bigfoot reports come trickling in, and we had several reports that were coming out of the Twin Falls area, several reports that were coming out of Boone County and Lincoln County. So it was really interesting. So the best thing about this is a lot of these reports were recent. These weren't 2-year-old, 3-year-old reports. They were from this year. And that was something that was really, really interesting. So Deucer says aspidity bags were a common sight, or rather a common smell, during the late 19th and early 20th century.
Yeah.
Then Spooky says ginger root cures like everything.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, it was a very common Eastern treatment. Ginger.
Yeah, pretty much everything.
Ginger ale. That's where ginger ale came from. It was made up by pharmacists.
Yeah, that's right. A lot of your sodas came from the pharmacy. But yeah, it's true. But like you said, we've had a couple.
Says they were stuffed with various pungent herbs to ward off diseases and evil spirits.
And people you didn't like.
So, Deucer, where were you? Where would they hang those up on the houses and stuff? Was it like out on the porch, over top of the door? Anything like, because I know a lot of things like the witches' brooms, and things like that, sage and whatnot. They would hang outside. And we addressed another interesting one that I'm going to wait and let you guys hear on the show. But those were also placed on the corners of the home. Oh, you wore them like a necklace, like a medicine pouch. Okay.
There you go.
James says Indian turnips ground up, made into a paste, is good for arthritis.
What's Indian turnips? That's a new one for me.
Indian turnips is the same thing as like an Indian carrot. It's not the same species, but it's in that family.
Okay.
And it grows up. It's real spindly and real thin, but it's got those big white flowers at the head of it.
Okay.
And you pull them up. They're not like, it's not like a turnip, like you pull a turnip up now, like a.
Did anybody just hear a weird whisper sound?
Thin root. You dry it. You can
mark at 16. Mark at 16:15. There was I heard a weird whisper come over. Just
really,
yeah.
16:15. Okay,
like spooky whisper just came over. Yeah.
Deucer says sassafras tea also.
I love that stuff.
Yeah, sassafras tea's great.
What?
Spooky says he's also heard of hanging corn cobs on your doorstep to keep evil spirits away.
Is that where the Indian corn thing around Halloween came from?
It is. It's that harvest thing where they bundle up shucked dried corn, and hang it up.
Yeah.
But, so go ahead, Ron.
Well, I mean, we've got quite a few reports that have come in.
Did.
You've got. You've had some Bigfoot reports come in.
Yeah, we've actually, Beth is out still currently. She's not working right now, but today she was out working an area. And she herself, while she's been out working, has drummed up, I think, 3 or 4 sightings.
Yeah.
And they're coming from the same area, and they're all coming around the same time, which is berry picking time.
Sure. I mean, this is the best time to be out there.
Yeah.
Well, we got some UFO sightings as well.
We did.
And we've got repeated UFO sightings. So it kind of seems like for the end of July into the beginning of August, there seemed to be a bunch of sightings that were stretching from the Pennsylvania line all the way down into West Virginia. And, Stan even put a couple of those in. Some were from the Buckhannon area. We've had a couple people report those. And we've got strange lights that are not just lights, they're zipping. So this is one of the things that I look for in these reports. We get a lot of reports. People send us reports about lights in the sky all the time. They send us pictures of lights in the sky all the time. And I advise you to please keep doing it, because sometimes they're not easily explained away. Sometimes they are, but sometimes they're not. And it's always important to, get those images, get those reports first. And then we'll worry about what it is later. But one thing you want to look for is movement. Now, if I see a really bright light in the sky and it's moving from horizon to horizon, I'm going to think International Space Station.
Yeah.
That's the brightest thing I can think of, right? But if I see something that's as bright as International Space Station and it's appearing here and here and here and here and here, that's not the International Space Station. Now, what that is, I couldn't tell you. But we're getting reports of things that are kind of moving in weird ways. So, guys, a lot of zigzags, weird flashing patterns, not your typical navigation strobe lights on aircraft, that kind of stuff.
And what's interesting, we haven't had, I think, but maybe one other report of what we captured on thermal with that J-hook maneuver.
The J-hook maneuver, yeah.
These have been what these visible lights seem to be moving more of a jagged, angular patterns.
Yeah.
Very rapidly,
I
still
find
at the
that
same kind of
interesting.
speed that would turn you into jello. But
I find that very interesting. To me, that's very interesting because you would think that, well, we just haven't observed it because we haven't been out there with the thermal
yeah,
and pointed at any of these lights. But you would think that we could validate those with
two
two
separate things.
two separate
Like with the
things.
data that we've captured and some of the other data that's coming in from around the country,
Yeah.
I think that it's plausible that we could classify those as two separate phenomena at this point, or at least maybe two different groups. Never know.
You never know. Yeah. I mean, I
Aliens.
think one of the original things they said in the UAP report, there may be multiple explanations for these phenomena. That's probably true. There may be multiple explanations. Pull up James Boggs here. What
That's what I
about
just did.
them aliens in Peru? Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. We're going to talk about them aliens in Peru because, hey, why not? It's
Yep.
time. Apparently, this has been going on for a very long time. It's been going on since like July 11th or July 15th or something. I don't even know, but it's been going on for a while. And then it hit Reddit. Now, when it hit Reddit, there's a whole bunch of this that just went everywhere. From there, it hit Twitter, and from now, you're hearing about it. But I've heard everything at this point. I've heard there are aliens that are armored. That yeah, exactly what you said, Spooky. That's what I thought about. I know a lot of people are like, oh, they compared them to the Green Goblin or whatever. And the picture that I'd seen, they have yellow eyes,
Yeah,
yellow glowing
it sounds
eyes,
like it's very
and they
indicative.
float, and they're armored. I mean, we've heard of this before.
Yeah.
We've kind of had something like that happen here. I'm pretty sure. And we're going to be celebrating it here in a few weeks. But the weird thing is, apparently there was a death involved in the middle of all this of like a 15-year-old girl who was basically her neck was cut, her throat was cut. And now we've entered into the possibility that it's illegal mining operations. These are miners trying to scare off people. Like I don't know what it is, but the more cover stories I hear, the more I start to wonder, is it aliens? I mean, could it be? I can't believe I just did that. But I didn't even mean to do that. I did not even mean to do that.
I can believe it.
But seriously, when they do that, you know what I mean? I mean, it's like, at first it's okay, that's plausible. And then when you get really desperate and you start throwing out more and more of these convenient explanations, it's like, well, what are you really trying to hide? It just seems like something else is going on.
It does seem like there's something else going on with that because like there's so many cover-ups. They're not cover-ups, but random explanations.
Random explanations. And it's weird, dude. It's been going on since July something. And what? No one's really on the ground, like a serious reporter on the ground and trying to figure out what's going on? I mean, like real? I don't know. But I know you can't trust anything you see on TikTok because I've already seen this start too. They've already started saying sky lasers started the fires in Hawaii. Just going to let you know that because that's going to be coming. Yeah, that's going to be coming.
I mean, there has been, so, okay, we're going to go over to the lasers and stuff. There have been a lot of people that mentioned seeing lasers over the beach area and over the wildfire area in Hawaii. Like just days prior, that there was like a laser grid that showed up on the ground being projected down. And then it was
Never
a few days
saw that.
later, the wildfires broke
Never
out.
saw that. Saw that picture, and that picture was attributed to something that happened almost a year ago. It was a Chinese experiment. They said it was from a satellite, actually, believe it or not. And it was a grid pattern that they were projecting down. So have they now taken that
I think
and worked it into this?
I think so.
That's sad.
That's what it seems like.
That's the kind of crap right there. That's the crap right there that starts, and pretty soon, what you've got is somebody writing a story or writing a book about these non-existent things that are happening, and then someone grabs a hold of it, and all of a sudden, someone finds it and does that. That's what happens.
It turns into a blue beam thing.
Yeah,
Because that's what they're running with.
That's what they're going with. Yeah, 100%. They are so geared up for trying to find anything to bolster that at this point. It's absolutely shameful. What did Bigfoot Littlefoot say? Was there something about an orb or something?
Yeah, metallic orbs flying around in their their area. So 25-foot round yellow
orange chrome balls
cruise around 300 feet up over the house there in Carter County.
That's fascinating. Remember the guy we talked to down at the was it Hocking Hills?
Yeah.
Where he said the big one was on the hillside and it blew apart into multiple and just scattered. Like, I mean, what are they? You know, that's the crazy thing. You can't really say that's a drone. You can't really say that that's you know, some kind of conventional thing.
Oh, let's see. I'm trying to send something out somewhere real quick to for the live.
Oh, okay, yeah. Hey guys, go ahead and share out the live. By the way, while you're out at this, you know, just go ahead and click the little share thing there in your YouTube and share it out amongst your folks and friends over on Facebook, because we're going to show something really cool here, especially if it's somebody who's interested in Bigfoot stuff. They're going to get a kick out of it. Well, you know what? Paranormal in general, because I got some stuff. I got something I'm going to show too. So
yeah,
we'll make sure we have a nice full house for that. And we'll see. You know what? I'll show you something right now though, because I saw a lot of Flatwoods Monster talk there for a second. Did you see that?
There was quite a bit of Flatwoods Monster talk.
There was Flatwoods Monster Scuttle is what
I
think you would call that. Well, and you can, just because you're here, you know, you can get one of these now.
Adam.
Yeah. You can get one of these now while the show's live, and for the low price of $10. That's what they're going to be. And on the table they'll be 15, but for our friends and family here, got a little something to add to our pin collection. If I can bring it up here, it's probably going to turn.
It's going to try to turn
because it's green. Yeah.
Yep.
Hang on. There, I'm gonna move it around that way it can't catch
it's a little Flatwoods Monster
little
pin,
Flatwoods
guys.
Monster.
If you can't see it, I know there that's completely invisible.
Hey! Well, he's
Almost
green.
more neat that way.
Yeah, the green's green. There it is.
Nice.
Yep, each one of
That's
these.
an original Flatwoods Monster design, by
Yeah.
the way. Ron drew that up several years ago.
Oh, like 3 years ago. We put it on our, what did we put this on? We
tumbler.
wood burned it and put it on the tumbler. That's right. And you've got what's neat about them, they're all hand painted. The little face is hand painted. You got the little eyes are hand painted. Everything's hand painted. There's a lot of work in these little guys. But you got a little pin on the back like that. So, and it's really good. So I'm going to put it on now.
Teresa, oh, I love it. Chris Coots.
Thanks, Chris.
Adam Good wants one.
All right, there he goes, like that
Angie
right there.
says cute. Daniel Thorndike dibs.
See, just like that right there. And you can represent, just like I'm representing right now, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, if you want one, just yeah, you know what? If you want one, just let us know, and
we'll work it out for you.
We'll work it out for you. We'll send you an invoice and whatnot, because I haven't put them on the web page, anything like that. So that's
now,
not up there yet.
The cool thing, you know, you can, if you're like me, I decorate my lanyard. My lanyard weighs like 10 pounds because I line my lanyard with pins. And so, you know, you guys, they work great on lanyards, backpacks, all that good stuff.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
So.
I definitely want one. Okay. Well, everybody that wants one. Okay. Everyone that wants one, just let us know.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm literally making them right now because these were for the show.
Producer says I'll pick mine up at Flatwoods. Sounds good. We'll hold you one, buddy.
Oh, there'll be some. Oh, yeah. We'll have some there. But yeah, I want to make sure I have enough for everybody, and I'm going to give you guys, like I said, because you guys are wonderful. You come out here, you hang out with us every Thursday at 8:00. It's like you don't have anything else to do. I mean, I've got to give you something. So I figured $5, $5 off on this little guy is going to be a really good deal, I think. So.
So back to the Bigfoot reports.
Yes, let's go back to them.
I know we've got a few other people who are into the investigation side of stuff that hang out with us. Have any of you guys had any recent reports come in as well before we start getting into some of our new findings? Things to
Yeah, guys, you can pick yours up at Flatwoods. It's perfectly fine.
Oh yeah, and everybody who's here, we know all you guys at this point. Y'all are like family, so like when we know your faces too. So we will honor you guys when you get there.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. It's your camera's going in and out. Like I don't know why.
Because I moved.
Oh.
It's got to focus. Once it focuses.
It says I have no life, dude. I feel that on a deep emotional level.
Well, let me try to fire this up. I'm going to get really bright for a second. Anyway, carry on with the big
Ron's about to transcend and go into his alien form.
Yep.
Brace yourself. Get the sunscreen.
See if this does anything.
It's just like God, Cocoon. Ron is going.
Okay, here it is.
You guys have seen the movie Cocoon?
Oh, it started to work. I hated that movie. No, I didn't.
James Boggs, you're the only one that I don't know your face because I've not met you in person yet.
There it is. I just did it.
And you have zero social media presence aside from being on here with us.
It's impressive, James. It really is.
It really is. I wish I could have.
You need to make a tutorial on how to do that.
So Daniel Thorndyke, I had a bear
sighting. Bear sighting. Yeah. Was that bear up on two legs?
Ada said she needed sunglasses. Diabetes. Wilford Brimley over there.
Oh, gosh. I miss Wilford.
I do, too. I mean,
he was
he was such a great actor in everything he did. Like, he went from sci-fi to westerns. I mean, there weren't very many actors, especially during his era, that were so broad-reaching.
That's right. Yeah.
But Cocoon was one of the first Alien movies I watched, other than E.T., that I just absolutely loved.
I figured it was Alien. I hated that movie.
Really?
I hated Alien. Yeah, I couldn't stand.
Oh no, Alien sucked.
Yeah, I couldn't stand Alien. I remember when Alien came out,
but Cocoon was awesome.
I couldn't stand Alien. It was just like, that's not aliens. Even I knew it even back then. It's like, oh, scary monsters. Those aren't aliens.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess it can be.
Oh, not sure why that reminded me, but I found out that there is an albino deer. Yes, there is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I'd actually spoke with a couple people about that. Like she's been in the park for some time, and there's also at least 2 pied deers cruising around in there as well.
Oh, those are sweet. Oh, yes.
Remember the show V? Oh, yes.
Yes. Victory,
V was
baby.
great.
That was amazing.
I liked the original and the remake.
I liked them both.
Yeah.
I liked the original. I liked the direction it was going in, and I love the way they ended it. Unfortunately, we never got that resolution, but where they were sending out the signal to the other aliens who were going to come and basically join the humans is what it sounded like. And then there was going to be this, humans siding with these one faction of aliens to fight off these other evil invading. That's kind of interesting now that I think about it.
Ada is over here, I guess, has reincarnated Tupac
into a deer. Okay.
Tupac Shakur.
That works.
A deer.
Yeah. That can happen. I mean,
I wonder if he cruises around in that blue bandana too.
I don't know, but yeah.
If it's wearing a blue bandana, it's legit. But all right, well, do you guys want to see some TriCast stuff? I think it's about time. We got a good crowd. We're about half hour in.
Yeah, I think we're good. You guys want us to break out the stuff? If you do, start hitting that like button. I want to see like buttons.
And I'm
make you work for it.
And when we get there, I am going to switch to camera 2. So you will see me drop off and pop back in.
Gosh, you're actually going to see something happen.
I know, right? It's not going to be so static.
Hey, while I just talking about that white deer, I wanted to bring this up. You know that the white deer was
the white and brown deer here. She was talking about pied.
Pieds, yeah.
Yeah.
Those are very sacred animals.
Yeah, spirit animal. Spirit deer.
Yeah, very sacred animals. You're very, very bad to take one of those down.
Yep.
Extremely bad. Yeah, you don't want to do that.
We knew that those animals were there even back whenever I was working in the forest. And we had people showing us pictures, and we always asked for them to not post online where they took it.
Yeah, I can see that. Diana, for Halloween in the 5th grade, complete with skin peeling off my reptilian face. Yes.
That is great.
Yes,
I love it.
Yes. That is great. I think one of the most horrifying parts of that that entire series, if I remember, was I know there's a lot of people who are like when she ate that gigantic guinea pig, right? The guinea pig scene, which was done with, it was a state-of-the-art prosthetic kind of robotic head and everything at the time. I remember when they did it. It was a big deal VFX-wise. I think one of the more disturbing ones was that alien baby that they had, that the girl had.
So Teresa says there was a huge uproar a few years ago when a piebald deer was shot in South Charleston legally, but arguably not ethically. Yeah. Yeah. Certain the fish and wildlife people, they want them out of population, so they do promote for you to harvest them.
Are they responsible for the bad luck too?
Right. But they do want those out of the population. But there comes a time, like majority of these pied and albino deer are extremely friendly to humans because the interaction. They get fed a lot, and that's where you start getting into some questionable ethics on whether you should have took that deer or not.
Yeah, I agree with that one. Lower something in to take it down. That's kind
right.
Unless you're really, really hungry, I just don't. That's me. So are you guys? I don't see any likes. Does anybody see likes? Because I don't see likes.
It depends on where they're watching. Like if you're watching on your computer, you can't do it.
Oh.
But if you're watching on your phone, you can.
Well, at least say, yes, we want to see the track casts, and we'll pull those out.
Because it's some really interesting findings.
Everybody who is at the workshop is going to want to see it. That's for sure.
Everybody who's at the workshop is going to want to see it because you've already seen these. And then Cliff Bergman, you guys know he's looked at all these casts previously. And then when we found some other stuff, he showed up. Well, we were there together at Hawking Hills. He was speaking and we were speaking as well. And, he cruised by that afternoon and he was like, "Oh," I showed him the track cast from the workshop, and he recognized the foot shape and all that. I said, "Oh, I think that might be the same thing." So we're like, "Oh, okay, all right." So we're going to show you. So Ron, go ahead and take it from here. I'll be right back in just a moment.
Wait, it says Daniel, you tried to give us money, but it didn't work. I think, yeah, it didn't work. But on this one, you don't have to, this is just to show you guys the data. But man, completely, appreciated. Even the thought that counts right there. Thank you so much. Fish, yes. All right, we've got it, and he's going to go grab it now, and we'll be back on the next camera. Oddly, state of Wisconsin protects piebalds and albino deer, even though it's an inferior gene trait. Yeah, makes you wonder why they protect it, right? A lot of the old legends say that those are sacred animals, and you don't want any part of taking one down. See, I'm watching the feed over here, and I'm glad you guys aren't seeing this live because it's pretty. It looks like the Blair Witch Project. Remember the shaky camera? Of course, that wasn't the one show. That wasn't the one movie that got me the sickest. The movie that got me the sickest was District 9. You guys remember District 9? That camera. The handheld camera stuff in that movie, absolutely. By the end of the whole movie, it was terrible. It was literally terrible. It was like I'd been on a roller coaster, motion ride. And there's our camera view. I can see it.
You see my feet?
Yeah.
See your old feet, clodhoppers there. We're gonna move right over here.
Okay.
So what we're looking at currently is 2 tracks that come from Wanbury. Okay? And this is proof that I don't do this show in my underwear. I'm actually wearing shorts.
I was wondering
You
for a
can see
second.
it.
I was getting kind of scared. I'm like, oh,
I know,
well,
right?
there goes our monetary.
So this is the first track that we pulled.
Yeah, that's the first Wineberry track. When you watch the video uh, of the whole Wineberry incident, that's the track he pulls at the end out of the ground.
Now, what is very interesting about this is that we are looking right now at what could very possibly be the exact same animal, because the toes all line up perfectly. The heel is in the right place. It is almost too good to be true. You know,
It really is. And to address it, guys, that bit over there on the side, the right hand side of the original, that's overpour. So
this is all
that's not a toe.
Overpour,
There's a
so
lot
that
of
way I can get
people.
it out of the ground.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who think that that's a big toe when we take it to shows, but it's not a toe. That's overpour.
Yeah.
The actual track is right there with the
So,
first toe.
Right here, what you're looking at here
There you go.
is the toes, and then you can see the heel. Okay. And this far point over here, that's overpour.
That's overpour.
But the big toe is right here.
And I always liked how that toe just seems like it's bent a little different too.
Now, Cliff was saying that pointed shape is what he's come to find out between he and Tom Shea's work.
Are these the pointy toe things?
Is that the pointy toe he thinks is due to suction whenever they're stepping into the mud and it pulling out.
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah.
That it pulls back in. And then we get this one. We have the big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, and fifth toe.
Yeah.
All lining up perfectly.
Not only do they line up, Joe, look at the length, look at the width. I mean, that looks like it literally could, he's right. That could be the exact same.
So you see where the toes are here?
Yeah.
And the heel. The heel for Wanbury starts right here.
Yeah.
And it's right there. It's very possible that this is the same animal. Now, the next one's
But wait, there's more. Yeah, it is, Scott. It's a lot easier to see in person.
As I make a mess here.
Yes. Yeah, we can see that. So, has any of you guys been seeing having any sightings in your area? Any possible Bigfoot sightings and whatnot going on? Because it would appear this is the season.
So now, these tracks, trying to get the lighting right so we can see them good. I think right about there looks good. Yeah?
Yeah, it looks good. Yeah.
Those tracks, there we go. These tracks here are, they came from Kanawha State Forest. And the one in the middle, or not the one in the middle, the one on the far side here was cast by my wife. She found it and then I cast it. We also found other footprints that were right there, and there was a 1.5 years time between this track cast and these two. So what we're looking at here is the possibility you got a big toe here and then the other toes. Now, what made this track special is the fact that there was independent toe flexion in the two middle toes. And you saw that these originally and then curled like this, like the foot went and retracted like that. And then you got a pinky toe, really good pinky toe here. Now, there's also mid-tarsal break. When you look at it, you can see where it has that pressure ridge. Well, Cliff thinks it's a good possibility that these were made by this guy a year and a half later.
Yeah.
So it's possible that we're seeing growth out there in this area, and we're tracking basically one of the same animals multiple places. But it doesn't stop there. This is not the end of these findings. Now, this track right here, I love this one. This is one of my favorites. It has a fantastic mid-tarsal break right here in the middle. You can see that really clearly.
Yeah, it's really good definition. It's a good definition that we really were so divided originally on this. Like, we thought that could be like some of those shoes with the toes. We thought it could be something like that.
Yeah, we tried to rule out a lot of things.
But everybody seems to be on the board at this point and saying, well, there's a good chance that is not what that is, especially if those are that, those many a year or so apart and in the same general area when they were captured, which was in the freaking cold of winter, and where they were at, which was a pretty much off limits area. Adam says, yeah, I've been hearing knocks around the house at night. That could be a Sasquatchy kind of thing, but knowing you, it's probably not. It's probably something else. It's a lot smaller than a Sasquatch.
Now, these tracks...
Scott says, I'm staying 45 minutes from Salt Fork, going to try to get out and do some exploring. You should, absolutely.
Oh, yeah, man.
There's some weird stuff out there. Look for the ghost
Scott,
possum.
Hey, Scott, you were actually, I think, there when Cliff showed us this.
Yeah.
So, Cliff saw this track, right? When we took this one, because this track came from the workshop. This was cast at the workshop. We found it after going out and doing some... we were going out for the nature portion of the hike. And it had been raining like crazy. And we went out there and we found it. And in the process of doing that, we found another track as well. We cast 2 of them and brought them home. And immediately when Cliff saw this track, he uses this one as a muddy example because it's not a super clear track. It's got a lot of features that would normally be missed unless you knew what you were looking at. Right? Trying to get the light. There we go. So it has a lot of features that would normally be missed if you were just looking at this in the ground. But there's key features like the mid-tarsal pressure ridge is there. You can see a nice heel formation, and then you can see a few of the toes. Not all of the toes, but enough to know that where their placements are. And now this track is one of the sloppiest casts we've ever made. It looks ridiculous. But it doesn't look so ridiculous when you take it and you know that it came from the same exact place and you put them one over top of the other.
Yeah, that's got me. I really had no idea. I had no idea. That's just crazy. Teresa said it wasn't Bigfoot related, but last Sunday I walked the Salamander Trail at Kanawha State around 7 or 8 p.m. It was spooky. Kept thinking I heard footsteps behind me. Yeah, well, you could have. You very well could have. Dewey said we were hearing disembodied female voices at my home. Woke up a couple of nights ago and a little girl was standing beside my bed asking for keys, then vanished. Wow. Yeah, that's impressive, Dewey. That's pretty impressive. I've had everything at my house Whoops, whistles, screams, beating on walls, rock stacking, etc. James Bogg. Yeah, guys, I mean, it's there, whatever it is, right? I mean, that's kind of consistent with what we're hearing. It kind of seems, there are some people who believe that these things are on the rise. I'm not sure they're on the rise any more than it's just us noticing it more or picking up on it more, something like that. I'm not sure, but whatever it is, there's something out there happening, and it's happening a lot more. It just seems more frequent, doesn't it? Drop that out. And especially considering, we have had things like this happen. Now, I had mentioned before that I had gotten an opportunity to go out and do a preliminary at the Ravenswood Library. And I'll be speaking there too at Mysticon. That'll be in what's that, October, I think? I can't remember. It's on one of the things. But we went out there, and I actually took a couple of the kids I used to watch. My niece and nephew adopted. They got to go out on their first paranormal investigation. They were already at the Bigfoot investigation. I think you guys who were at the workshop got to meet them there, and they have the Bigfoot investigation under their belt at this point. Now they have paranormal investigation under their belt as well. 9 years old, they're doing pretty good. They're doing a lot. That's how it starts. But they actually helped with the investigation because there were reports in this library that there were kids who had been seen. There was a little girl that's been seen, and and it makes sense because in the area that they were seen is where story time takes place. It's where they have it all set up for the kids in this one little area. So we conducted some experiments back there and figured, hey, maybe they'll talk to these kids. And the funny thing is, I had the thermal. We had a lot of equipment. We had EVPs and whatnot all being captured as well. We'll get to all that at some point when I get off the road. I'll get to put all this together. But
it's going to be a minute.
While. It's going to be a while. When it happens, there's going to be quite a drop of stuff. But what did happen, I can share with you, is at one point we are several feet away from that main area. We had all got up and left from that main area. We were all looking in the actual library part. And we were actually looking at a section of wall that looked like it had a heat signature up in the corner, a little ball of heat. And one of the original things was that someone had seen a blue orb around that same area. Well, we debunked this one. It's nothing more than just a heat loss because it's up against the wall. It was a hot day, so there's a little bit of thermal issue going on there. A little bit of heat loss. And so, as we're doing this, we hear the REM pod go off, which is in the room where the kids are supposed to be, right? Go over there, take a look. REM pod's going off. And I'm switching the thermal off because I'm trying to record it. As soon as I get my camera up to record the REM pod, it stops. So I go back to the thermal, and I just start scanning the area with the thermal. And in a seat over across from where the REM pod was, I got a heat signature. And this is what the heat signature looks like. You can see the dark is the cold, and the red is the extreme hot, and that whitish color is warm. Well, if you look at that...
It looks like a butt.
Yeah. Yeah, Joe.
Ghost butt.
Yeah, Joe. What you said. And on the video, this is just a still from the video, but on the video, when I'm walking in there, This is as clear as day. There is a red signature here and a red signature right here, and as I get close to it, it just fades away. Now, we even tried to replicate how long it would take, because Dave Roberts was with me. So Dave puts his hand on this as well, and he's trying to see if, how long someone...
Dave touched a ghost butt.
He did. He totally did. But you can see his hand, but it fades away. But this was there for, it was there for a long time. Now, what's really strange about this, to me, and to everyone else who was going on with this, while we were conducting some EVPs in there, Maria is in the other room. She's off to the side, and she is running the SA. She's got the spectrum analyzer back there. While the spectrum analyzer is running, if you guys want to see the ghost butt, I'll go ahead and put that up there for you. There you go. While the spectrum analyzer is running, she receives a, it was during one part when I think I hear something or something like that, and she receives a 1.64 gigahertz spike. 1.64 gigahertz spike occurs for approximately 4 to 5 minutes and then stops.
Now, explain the significance of the 1.64.
The significance of 1.64 is, if anyone who watches Skinwalker Ranch or Beyond Skinwalker Ranch, that is not a gimmick. That is a real thing. There's a 1.6 signal at some of these sites, and that's one of the sites. According to them, and according to FCC guidelines, that is a frequency that is reserved for satellite-to-Earth communication. So why this is happening, no one's really 100% certain. It's a reserved frequency is what it is. And it makes me wonder if something else isn't using that frequency, and that's what we're picking up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because these seem to be happening, these little spikes between 1.57 and 1.6, they seem to be happening at these paranormal locations. In fact, we had to happen down at the workshop. Toward the end, me and Adam recorded a 1.57 right after your comms. Remember your comms went off?
Yeah.
Well, right after that is when we recorded the 1.57. And that's when we left, pretty much, right after that. There's something to do with it. I just don't know what it is. What are we seeing? Are we seeing some...
Adam said that he has the same sun lamp that I use for the backdrop. Now, this is the last week that I'll actually have this one. I've got some new lighting that we found. I'm going to be putting up against the back wall here. So I'm excited to do that this week. But yeah. Then Deucer said, in the words of Sam the Sham and the Pharaohs, it went away. Oh, ain't no Haint gonna run me off. And Teresa says, I have also used my child as ghost bait. We used to portray 4-year-old Willie Buffington in our haunted history tours, and his presence seemed to make the ghosts happy.
Yeah, that's pretty much what the theory is. That, if we can't interact with them, maybe they'll interact with someone else. And, to quell anyone's fear, their mom was perfectly okay with this, by the way. These kids have grown up around me, so they're indoctrinated to it. I know the little girl Kenzie, her one of her first things she could draw was Mothman. I think one of the first things she could actually write was Mothman. So it's not old to them. 1.56. 1.6 also the golden ratio. Yeah, it is. It is the golden ratio. You're right. Yeah.
Then, Spooky, it looks like you got some work to do, my friend. My wife asked what a haint was. So, yeah, guys, Teresa says she's not a native Appalachian, is she, Spooky? But guys, that's the first time that I've seen that thermal image myself. That is extremely interesting.
So what's your take?
Dude, I think we captured the first ghost butt.
What you don't know. That is the chair that Tanner was sitting in, okay? Now, he had got up, and been with us for almost 20 minutes.
Oh yeah, the heat would have dissipated from that.
That's why we did the thing with Dave's hand. And yeah, Dave's hand dissipated within, I think it was like 5 or 7 minutes, something like that. It was gone, but it definitely did not look like what that looked like. And what's really interesting is that REM pod went off and drew us over there just in time for me to catch that. And as I'm catching it, you'll see it on the video. As I'm catching it, it just slowly starts to fade away, and you can see the white as perfect can be.
So Dooster, he says he's purchased some equipment specifically to target the 1.6 gigahertz range. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Spooky said, "Oh, she's from Alabama." That explains it.
Yeah, when I try to listen to the 1.6 or 1.57, all I'm getting is just like a static. It's kind of just a weird staticky sound. There's nothing really there. I would expect it to be like a data source kind of sound, but it's not. Of course, it's also supposed to be encrypted if it is coming from a satellite.
It is. It's supposed to be encrypted.
Yeah, if that's what it is.
Yeah.
If it's us broadcasting on the 1.6, but if it's something else that we're just catching on that 1.6 because it just so happens to be the same frequency that it exists in or operates on, that's a whole different story. You see, I don't think anyone's really considered that for some reason. I mean, just because the government uses 1.6, that's wonderful. That just means it's reserved for them to use, and you and me can't use it. That's what that means. We can't broadcast on that.
But that does mean also that you should not be detecting it in a library in Ravenswood, West Virginia. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Because there's no reason. There's no government installation nearby. There's no government radio towers
I'll give you
nearby.
I'll give you one better than that. The 1.6, she monitored that SA like all evening that we were there. That 1.6 never showed up until we were during that one EVP session in that room.
It's interesting. It's one more, puzzle piece that goes in to say more of this is connected than what we think.
Yeah, I know, man. That's the crazy part about this. And, that was one of the greatest things that happened, I think, at Hocking Hills is when we got so many people who were coming over to us and telling us their weird stuff, at a Bigfoot thing. Yeah, that tells me right there that the tide has changed, that we've turned a corner at some point here, and we're okay starting to talk about this stuff. And that's good. I want to do that. I want to cause a fight for Spooky. Yeah, and his wife. Yeah, we should probably drop that, right, Adam? I think that's probably a
either that or the house is going to get painted Haint blue. It's one of the two. She's going to see the collar and be like, "Oh, I really like this collar."
Oh my gosh. But yeah, guys, I mean, I don't know. I mean, you tell us what you think about the evidence that we've presented here, or I'd say data, not evidence. It's not evidence of anything. It's data. So what the data that we presented here, is it, is that anything interesting to you, or is that something that requires more, more data? Because I honestly think it requires more data before I'm willing to even, which is going to be good because we're going to go back there soon and do a full-scale investigation.
Now, here's another one that nobody else has seen.
What Scott
we're doing
said.
These demonstrations.
Yeah, what Scott just said. Look for answers and just end up with more questions as usual. Yep. Yeah. Everybody should take this right here, what Scott just said, as the golden rule of paranormal research. That's a big old blob of plaster.
Yeah, you can't really tell much from it because we're trying to capture it in a camera format, but there is some definition in there. It's mild. I think there's a big slide in mostly, but it's curved.
No, I can see that.
It's curved like it formed to the ground in a depression. Because it was in a small little bowl area, but it smashed in there, and its foot was
Tony's
flexed.
Tony's
kind
here.
of like where my wrist and my hand are at. It kind of flexed it up a little bit.
Welcome aboard.
Tony Breeden, how you doing, man? And that cast was really interesting because it comes from the same area that some of those Bigfoot sighting reports are trickling in from.
Oh yeah, there you go. So, you're wild and weird when you and your wife celebrate your 52nd wedding anniversary at Flatwoods. Well, yeah,
Yeah.
that constitutes it, buddy.
Congratulations, guys.
Congratulations. That's going to be good. Yeah.
Spooky said that they went on their 6th. They went up to the museum, I guess.
Oh yeah, went
That's
up to
great.
the museum. That's cool. That's cool. Well, I'll tell you what, it's starting to really shape up as far as the event goes at this point.
Yeah, it really is. We
Looking good.
just found out that the hotel's sold out.
Uh-huh.
Got a confirmation on it. The hotel is sold out. And there is another hotel that's just across the way that is doing some. They still have a few rooms available, I believe.
Yeah.
And that's where Days Inn is directing them to.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah.
That is impressive. So it looks like it's going to be a pretty big event. And I also opened up online ticket sales on our website, so you can go over there, and hopefully that'll get you through the door a lot faster than some of these people who are going to be paying at the door, right? So all you're going to do is
you don't got to worry about making change. You can just make your payment and cross the threshold. Show us your phone receipt. It's going to be on your phone, or you can print it out if you want and go old school.
Yeah, whichever. Don't matter. We'll just verify it's you, and once you're through.
And the cool thing is, not only does it get you in the door and it gets you into the vendor hall, gets you into all the speakers, it gets you entered into a door prize.
Yep.
We've got some cool door prizes coming in from Creature Replica.
Yes, we do. Creature Replica will be actually Jeff is thinking about joining us maybe for a little drop in.
It's about time.
Yeah, he's going to drop in probably maybe next week, something like that. He's not really sure when he's going to.
Jeff is one of my favorite human beings on the planet. Those of you guys who have not met the amazing Jeff Byers, you're missing out. He is one of the most quality human beings on the planet.
Yeah, Jeff is a very laid back individual. He definitely there's not many people like him. No. I'll just say that. And he's a good guy. Let's see. Go ahead and drop that off there. Answer some questions over here. Okay, got it. Sold out. I know the owner.
He's talking about the reserve rooms that hotels always hold.
No.
Yeah, if you know somebody and you know the way that hotels work, there's always a couple rooms that they leave open in case that, there's a water leak or something of that nature that they can move people in. My parents always said the long, hard, and bitter years as a love language. Say these things to show love. Congrats. Talking to Deucer there.
Spooky wants us to verify it's him. Okay.
Will you guys be able to verify it's me? It depends on which one of you it is.
Probably, unless it's your doppelganger. And that might be a little hard. So make sure your doppelganger has their ID.
You're coming with your camera too, right?
I would think. I would hope. Because we need to get this, kind of documented in that kind of way.
Maybe we can work out a media pass, wink, wink.
Media pass? No.
I tell you, Spooky, you get certified between now and September. We'll get you on a media pass.
That's it. Used to work for the owner.
Yeah, Skidmore's. Cool. They're good people.
That's cool. Yeah. So it's shaping up to be really cool. It's looking good, and we're very excited about that. So, what else do we have going on, Joseph?
Oh man, it's just there's been a lot because we've got Cryptid Bash coming up this weekend. It finally worked out. For a minute it was touch and go. We didn't know if we were even going to be able to make it because, for those of y'all that don't know, because I don't post much on social media and I keep my family pretty private.
There's an incident. Yeah.
My son had an incident and fractured his tibia.
Hey guys, it's 9:09. Check it right here.
And he's in a full leg cast, and so he it's making things kind of rough, and I'm not going to be able to make it. But Ron's going to be able to pull it out and get up there. It's going to be a good time.
The only reason I'm going to be able to do
Patriot,
it,
you're late, but here now.
Louisiana.
Thanks for being here for us. Hey, thank you for showing up to the show. We appreciate you. Late is better than never. And so anyway, Ron's going to be up at Cryptid Bash. I unfortunately will not be able to make it this round, but you can catch us September 9th. Ron's going to be making an appearance in St. Albans the end of this month.
Oh, yeah, we're going to be talking about some contact and whatnot.
Yep.
Actually, you know what? It's kind of shaping up that it's going to be something of a almost like an experiencer panel, you know?
Yeah, it is now because the way everything's shook out.
Yeah. So, it's not going to be what you expect to see. Let me just tell you that. It's going to be a really cool experience for you. It's going to be different. You're going to love it. There's nothing scary about it, promise. And there's nothing weird about it. It's just going to be a really, really cool experience for you. If you think that you've had an encounter with something, what do they call it, Joe? Non-human
intelligence.
Non-human intelligence. Yeah, thank you. If you think that you've had an encounter with a non-human intelligence at some point in your life, then definitely you're going to want to be there. It's going to be a really good time, and I can't wait. It's going to be cool. I've got quite a bit prepared for you guys, and you're going to see how far down the rabbit hole this actually can go. Could it be? I did it.
Now, the next appearance after that, man, is obviously Flatwoods Monster Convention. You guys don't want to miss that. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a really, really good time. And we've got some amazing vendors coming out, great speakers. Then, of course, Mothman Festival, man.
Mothman. How many of you guys are excited for Mothman? And if any of you say you're not.
Mothman is like the mecca for weirdos.
Oops. You know what's amazing to me is how many of these shows we do every year, and we still meet people who've never been to Mothman Festival.
I know.
Like, do you understand how much of a sin that is?
I know.
Like, you're at this show, you're interested in cryptids,
especially when we're running into people at shows like Cryptid Con in Lexington, Kentucky.
You
only
haven't
an hour and a
been
half
to
away.
Mothman?
Yeah.
Why haven't you? Because they think it's something small.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. I've got news for you. It ain't small, guys.
It is one of the largest festivals, not just cryptid festivals, one of the largest festivals of festivals in the world.
Hey, Cole's here. Cole,
is that Utsi?
that's Cole. Yeah.
Oh, that's the kid.
Yeah, that's the kid. Cole.
It's the babe with the power. the power of voodoo, the power of hoodoo.
No. Cole is very. Cole's going to come on. Cole's going to be on the show.
I've heard a lot about you, Cole. I wish I could have met you at least one of those times, but we're going to catch up on the show. That'll be fun.
I think next week, I believe, possibly something like that. Hang on a sec.
Teresa says she's only missed one Mothman Festival in 10 years. Good for you. Very good.
Wow, that's awesome.
Ada's going to be at Mothman. Bob's in the house. Bob, thanks for joining us. We got Angie. We had got remarried at Mothman, and it's out of hand now. I can't believe how big it is now.
Oh yeah,
that's really cool.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Right?
It's so bonkers. Like it's one of the wildest events ever. Tony says Mothman was my best man. That's great.
I remember before Mothman Festival, before the movie, I had heard the legend of Mothman, and I remember making a Mothman costume back in the day, and I had deconstructed some kid's tent. I remember they had piping and tubes, and I made this horrendous cage. It looked kind of like that.
Ron just went commandeered some kid's tent and made a cage.
They didn't want it anymore. So I made this weird cage type thing, right? It went over you. It like bent and went over you. Yeah. And then the back, it had these little posable things. So what I did is I made this wing structure out of all those little pieces. It was like PVC. They were like really about that round. And I got some, the garden sheets of PVC that you can get at Lowe's, right? Because I used to make, I used to make massive kites back in the
Gardening
day.
tarp.
That's it. I used to make kites out of that stuff. Today they'd be shot down by $400 million missiles, I'm sure. But they were massive. So I made these big wings. That's what I'm trying to say.
It would get shot down.
Totally would, dude. I remember one of the dumbest things that I did.
There was a good joke in case everybody missed it.
Yeah. I was always trying to get things in the sky, right? So I remember one time I thought I was going to make the giant kite, and I'm going to put a skeleton on it. So I had an inflatable skeleton. And it worked. I got him in the air about 25, 30 feet. It was a horrendous thing to see. And then it crashed down in my neighbor's field. Yeah, it was always like Roswell over where I lived. But, yeah, you never knew it was going to crash into your field or set fire to it. I'll just tell you that. I mean, you talk about, Skinwalker Ranch, Travis is always launching rockets all the time. Dude, I was constantly launching rockets and setting fire to fields. It was crazy. Hey, Cole, check it out. We have a special guest, a preview.
Hi, how are you?
Doing
Hey,
good. How are you
Cole.
doing, Cole?
I'm good. Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you as well.
Say hello to everybody, Cole.
Hi, how's everybody doing?
Cole is a rather remarkable individual, and we're going to get into the full story of that in his episode. Sort of, we're going to be actually talking about out of place artifacts and ancient legends, myths, and so forth and so on. Going to do a little ancient astronaut theory thing. But I had the good fortune to meet Cole, who blew my mind. First of all. Incredible individual. I'm not really sure. You see Cole as, how old are you, Cole?
I'm 16.
Okay, he's 16 going on about 115. That's about what it is, okay? I'm not kidding you. This guy is phenomenal, and he recently just got some incredible news, and we'll be sharing that news, actually, won't we? I don't know if you guys saw the pictures of me with the skull. Well, he is the Guardian. Do you have him? Yes, you do.
Oh, there it is.
Right here.
Yes. So I got to look at this. I mean, look at, as in actually examine, turn it upside down, everything. What I'm going to tell you guys is I have never in my life held an ancient artifact that I believe was not produced in modern times with the tools that this thing had to be made with. It shouldn't exist. That is an out of place artifact.
That is wild.
It's an out of place artifact. Can you?
Because I've only ever seen a picture of it.
Do the underside. You guys remember when we were talking about the hollow skull that they have in the Smithsonian? There you go. So this thing is not only hollow inside, there's actually a cavity up in there, and there's a little place where the ridge of the nose is even carved underneath there. There's no way that you would do this. There's no logical reason that you would do this if you were faking this thing, okay? It's not going to happen. And we're going to go into that like in serious detail the next week, and I cannot wait, Cole. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you dropping by and letting us see that and showing everybody what's coming up, because it's going to be a great episode, my friend. You have any news for us? Anything going on in your area?
Not a whole lot. Just wanted to drop in and say hi, and I'm excited to have him and I working with you in the future.
Still no name for him, right?
No, he did. He decided he wanted to stay with the name the previous Guardian had. So, just a little bit of background.
Awesome.
Skull was found many years ago in central Mexico. It was found in a tomb excavation, or it was passed on to the previous Guardian. So, the previous Guardian, through meditations with the skull and just, feeling the energy out, was given the name Otos, O-T-O-S.
Okay.
I wasn't sure if that's the energy that I was going to bring through with this cycle of the skull, because I'm the first person who's actually bringing it out into the public. The previous Guardian, prefers to remain anonymous, doesn't like to come into the public. because he has some amazing stuff. But so we decided that he's gonna keep the name, and we're going to see where that takes us.
That's so awesome. And you just got the permission to actually show him to the public and take him out and do events and such, right?
Yeah,
Buddy,
because,
I cannot wait. I'm going to tell you, you're going to be at one of our events in the future with that.
Awesome.
And I know I can't wait to. But we also have some things we're going to do with that as well.
Mhm.
That folks don't know about. But we're going to actually conduct some full-scale.
I cannot wait for this.
Yeah, full-scale research on the skull. We're going to set up several experiments, and we're going to just see if there's anything there that we can actually record and validate some of the stuff that's going on. Although I held that skull, and it did things that I don't need any validation for. I'll just say that. It was pretty remarkable when you hold a piece of stone and you feel what, honest to goodness, feels like a heartbeat in your thumbs, dude. That was special. I don't know. I mean, to me, that was a absolute amazing thing to actually be a part of, and I'm still very thankful for that.
Well, I'm excited about having you on for the episode because I want to know more. I know what Ron has told me, but this is the first time that you and I've actually communicated.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so it's really cool. I'm excited to have you on the show and actually get to talk about all this stuff.
Yeah, I'm excited too. Thank you very much.
Absolutely, Cole.
Very welcome.
Can't wait to see you. We'll get you on next week, 8 p.m. I'll send you a link, and we'll get everything squared away, and I'll let you know what's going on, brother.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you for being here.
No problem.
Many thanks, my friend. Take care.
Bye.
Going to be an amazing show. That's all I can tell
fun.
you. It's going to be an amazing show. That skull, just at first, I was so intimidated by the skull. You know me. I'm not one of those people who's like, oh, it's this or it's that. But when I saw the skull, I'm like, that can't be real. That can't be real. And I go over to it eventually, and he's like, you wanna hold it? I'm like, seriously? Like, okay. So we were sitting there talking, and he brings it over to the table, and I'm just like looking at this thing, and I'm like, he's like, you can touch it. I'm like, okay. So I touch it. And as soon as I touched it, I've never felt anything like what I felt. And I just started looking at this thing. And I started like moving it around and looking at how some of these cuts were in the skull. And the precision, the symmetry, the tools that had to be made to do this. No. Even today, it would be hard to do what I saw on that skull. It can be done, don't get me wrong, but it would be hard. And he has some of the original photos of how it was found, of that whole bottom was packed full of clay and dirt and whatnot. And the original, the patina,
I mean, these things were found, these artifacts were pulled out of temples and such. You know, you're dealing with years and years and years of buildup and you know, water changes, and floods and things like that. You get sediment. Yeah,
the patina that was on it just tells you how this is ancient. This isn't old; it's ancient. So Cole brought that up to Kecksburg, and there was a guy there from who's he from? I can't remember which museum it was, because Stan was like, I know so and so from the whatever museum. Carnegie, maybe? I don't know.
Carnegie, yeah, he was Carnegie.
Might be Carnegie.
I remember you telling me about that one.
Was it Carnegie? Okay.
Yep.
So it's Carnegie. And Stan just happened to know somebody from Carnegie. So he goes out and comes back with a guy. I mean, it must be nice just to, hey, I know a guy. Yeah,
Cole
Carnegie
verifies
Museum.
Carnegie.
Thanks, Cole. Thanks, buddy. And this guy is just blown away. I mean, he is just absolutely blown away by what he's holding in his hand. He can't believe it. And it was just like, it's amazing. I mean, I'm not the only one who looks at it and says this is ancient. It's not old. It's ancient, guys. And I'm amazed with it because I know we did the story on the crystal skulls. And we were talking about the Smithsonian one where it's hollow inside, right? We wondered how that could happen. That's how. So it's hollow inside. And they even said on that one that it looked like you could put a pole up in it. Remember that? And they theorized that it could be held on a pole for a ceremony or something. Same way. This thing is like that too. But what's amazing about this one, to me, those eyes, and we'll talk more about this next week. I don't want to give everything away, but those eyes, if you have a light underneath it, those eyes light up.
Yeah, I figured based off looking at the material it was made from, it does look as if those would light up.
Oh, that material? You remember the old turbo snails?
Yeah, it's a snail shell.
The snail shells. Yeah, that's the door. That's the door on. I forget what it's called, but that's the door.
Trap door.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and they're each one hand ground down just to fit right in, and they're put in there with pitch. It's actual pitch. That's, again, these are steps that no one who's going to fake one of these things is going to go to. There's no way. Just looking at the material when I seen the photos and just seeing it there a moment ago on camera, I could tell that was either snail or it was mussel shell. Yeah, it's snail.
And both of those, because they're made of the same thing, they're both keratin, keratin calcium, and they're often used to surface luminaries in ancient works. They would take for mussel shells, they would use mussel shells for larger objects or something that was needed to be more symmetrical. They would use something like a trapdoor snail from a turbo snail, which was found in those regions. And that would be more apt to be used for that. Whereas the larger ones were used in other pieces where you would have like two sides, and they would polish it down, make it square. It'd be larger square pieces is what the mussel shells would be used for.
And you remember some of the turbo snails back in the day. We would get these were this big. I mean, so
they're
those
monsters.
trapdoors. Yeah, those trapdoors are like that big around. That's, and so you got plenty to actually carve down and make into eyes if you wanted to, which is just, it's fantastic. I mean, it's just an amazing thing. But I kid you not, like when I held it, he's like, oh, you can meditate with it if you like. I'm like, are you serious? Okay, I'll do that. So I'm just like sitting there and I'm kind of like, I don't know, it's weird. But when I finally do touch it, like I said, when my two thumbs hit the side of this thing, it really felt like there was like this vibration, and then there was like what felt like the pulsing. And he describes the same thing to me. I'm like, there's something going on here. It's like I can feel this vibration or something. He's like, oh yeah, I can feel that. It's like a pulse. I'm like, that's exactly what it is. And there's no reason for it, man. This is just stone, but it's not just stone. So, this is one of those artifacts, and it was amazing to actually hold it. You hear a lot about these ancient alien artifacts. I think that's one of them. That's my take.
Now, would it be ancient alien or just ancient? Would this one be connected to any of the...
It could be.
Could be?
It could be. It could be, because we have to remember where these were found. These were found in the same region that the crystal skulls were, right?
Right.
And some of those crystal skulls, they shouldn't exist. Yet there they are. So when I say alien, by the way, I don't mean like, necessarily coming down.
He doesn't mean...
Here's a skull. No, I don't mean alien. I mean like whoever may have been here before us. Like, they may have been aliens. I don't know where they came from. But it's definitely not from our technology. It's not from our culture. That's what I'm getting at. When I don't mean European. I don't mean Mayan. I don't mean Aztec. I mean it's not from our culture, our world culture as humans. It's from whatever was here before us, in my opinion. And where they came from is up to anyone's interpretation. It doesn't matter. It shouldn't exist. But yet there it is. Out of place artifact.
Really interesting. I can't wait for next week's show. It's going to be a blast.
Yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be absolutely great. But you guys, that's what's coming up for next week. So definitely want to be here. And if you got any stories, that you want, or any artifacts that you'd like for us to discuss on that show, bring them up.
Oh, I've got a couple too that I could show.
Yeah. I mean, I know that some people had talked about the Baghdad battery at one point, you know, which is very awesome, by the way, if you ever built one. I knew a guy who built one in school, actually, and it's for science fair, and it worked. And they do work. And yes, it is one of a kind skull. Ada's absolutely right. You guys remember the story on the crystal skulls that we did, and we had talked about the one, was it one of the presidents, Mexico, right? Before he was deposed.
One of the presidents in Mexico had a vast collection of skulls.
So my thought is, you know, could some of these have come from that cache, you know? Because we do know that is where, some of these have originated, and it's
they
been
were stored in his private collection, and that's where many of these have gone to, is other private collections.
Yeah, honestly, to be honest with you, I'd rather them be in private collections. They're being taken care of. I know, I know you can't see them, but they're safe. Is what I'm getting at. Because when they go into some of these museums, I don't consider that safe.
No. We know too much about that.
That's what I'm saying.
Firsthand knowledge from
I don't consider
people
that
who
safe.
told us.
I don't consider that safe.
You know, it's not good.
Exactly. Absolutely. So anyway, guys, you got any questions for us? The floor is open. I know we can do a like I said, you know, if anyone's interested, we can do an Ask Ovilus session. We haven't did that for a while.
Oh yeah, it's been a few weeks.
It's been a while. But that's entirely up to you guys. If not, though, I'd like to know if you guys have any questions about anything you've heard tonight, or anything you would like for us to cover in the future. That's important too, because you know it's your show. Remember, AI Spooky Appalachia says, "Don't worry, it's coming."
It's coming. When is Mothman? Mothman Festival is the it's the
16th, right?
16th, 15th, and 16th of September.
Is that
it's
what it
either
is?
15th or 16th, 16th, or 17th, whatever that Saturday and Sunday combination is.
Hang on, I'll tell you what it is. It is Larry Hose, bless your soul.
It is the 16th and 17th.
Put Larry up there. He needs a hallelujah from the Sky Daddy.
Larry,
right now.
you are awesome, brother. We greatly appreciate it. You know that for a fact. And
Sky Daddy. Keeping it free. My gosh, you guys
free,
are just,
man.
you
We appreciate you, man. We really, really do.
Absolutely have no idea how much.
Especially after what we were going through, looking at numbers and stuff recently. It's you guys are literally what is keeping the show alive.
You're making it worth it, though.
Yeah.
I mean, you're absolutely making it worth it. So that's what we're saying. It's your show. So if you want to see us cover something, by all means, tell us. Yeah, tell us. Because we can do it. I mean, just give us a topic and we're going to run with it.
Spooky says, ask the box when I'll get monetized.
Oh, Spooky, how's it going? I left it playing the other day all day.
Yeah, so did I.
Yeah. If you guys can help Spooky out, that would be really great, because Spooky did this for us, and I know
Adam
a lot
has
of you
a good question. Where's Pat?
Oh,
Pat.
That's a good question.
Why haven't we caught this earlier? Where is Pat?
I don't know. Hang on a second. That's concerning, honestly.
Bob says, let's go, Larry.
Hang on a sec.
Ron disappears in the ether.
I'm back.
Hey, it worked, man. You told me what the number was the other day. You're down to 1,100 hours till he hits it. So
is that where he's at? 1,100 hours? Okay.
He's creeped up just over the last couple of days, 300 hours.
Okay, so what I did, guys, is I literally just went over and I went to his YouTube. You can actually put the link in there, Spooky. We don't care.
Go post the link to one of the one of the channels that just has the most videos in it. That way they play, because mine went through.
I just let it play. Yeah, exactly. Start at the front and just let it play, and then go and do something else in the background. But if you could help him out, that would be really great. I mean, that's kind of what we're here for, to help each other out, right? Where is Patrick?
And then we will reciprocate some love your way, man. The donations you've made to the show, we'll flip it over your way, dude.
All right, I'm going to make sure Patrick's still okay.
That is exactly what I did, Teresa. I
that's what I did.
Because my studio's down in the basement. I just turned it on and let it rod. I woke up the next morning and it was still playing one of the videos and then killed over.
I did it the other day while I was working on something and just let it play in the background all day.
Yeah.
And it didn't, it doesn't hurt anything. Just
it does work.
Yeah, it works.
It does work. As long as your computer doesn't go to sleep, it'll set you, but it has to be designated into one of your channels. Yep. So pick one of your playlists, and if you put the link to the playlist and go there, it will just play once you get going.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's all you got to do. Kind of like what we do with ours. We have one of the playlists is the podcast.
Yep.
So if you go to just the podcast and just start there, it'll play all of them.
But yeah, guys, head on over to Spooky Appalachia's channel. Give him a like and a subscribe. We're gonna help him get out there to where he can start taking off some of his financial burden as well. Because this stuff's rough, man.
It's up. People don't realize that, but it does add up over time. And as long as you've got wonderful people like you guys to help, man, it really helps a lot.
This just with what we do, just to have this doesn't take into account equipment, gas, etc. To put together a basic show, along with editing software and everything like that, you're looking at something that's in the ballpark of $60 a month, plus a editing suite that's going to run you around $500 a year.
Mm-hmm.
And we sell a lot of stuff. We sell a lot of merch, and that covers the majority of it. But
thankfully,
when we don't have shows going on, it's you guys that are keeping this thing rolling. Milton Pope says, enjoy watching your channel, probably more than anyone on YouTube. I'm subscribed to 300. Holy crap.
Are you serious?
Milton Pope, we can't tell you how much we appreciate
that's a Sky Daddy. That's a Sky Daddy salute.
That is so awesome to hear that.
Hey, where are you from, Milton?
Yeah, let us know where you're from, Milton.
Y'all look for that right there, that logo right there at the bottom. See where it says Spooky Appalachia? Yeah, that's what you're going to look for. That little ghost there. Because this is when he was a guest on our show. Right there where it says Spooky Appalachia. The little ghost. That's what you're going to look for. When you find that, you found the right one.
Yep. Spooky says Milton Pope, why not 361? Milton's from North Carolina, Eastern North Carolina.
Wonderful.
Thank you for tuning in, man. We really do appreciate everybody who listens to us and keeps us cool, because this, we started this show back in 2020, back I think when everybody started doing them. And we keep doing it because people like it, and we have people that will come to the shows that don't know us from some of the TV appearances we've made, that don't know us from documentary appearances, that they come and like, oh yeah, you're the Wild and Weird Radio guys. It blows our mind every time, because literally 2 of them came from Germany.
Yeah, it's true.
2 of them traveled from Germany to come to a show to meet us and the Mountain Monsters.
Oh yeah, that's a great story.
Like, what world do we live in?
What's funny is they were talking about Teresa.
Teresa, yeah.
And I don't know if she's listening, but Teresa, we've got to hang out with Bill a few times now, and I get to hear the story and how he's just impressed. That's all I can say with you. But the fact that she has the tattoo of those guys, that is just amazing. Do not get a tattoo of us. Okay, just don't do that.
But if you do. No, don't. Please don't.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Just don't do that. You'll regret that. Don't do that.
Yeah, right. But guys, we really appreciate every one of you guys. I know you hear us say it all the time, and it can come off because we say it every week. It is not disingenuous.
No, it's not.
This is one of the highlights of our week. I
look forward to the lives.
Doing not just the lives, but even the regular recorded show, getting the chance to come down and talk to just you guys as well as doing the lives. The lives are like one of the highlights for me of the week.
You can have a bad week and look forward to the live.
I have had a bad 2 weeks.
That's what I'm saying.
And what has really pulled me through is the lives.
Not
and
kidding.
You guys come to get to hang out with you guys.
Not kidding.
Being able to look forward to something that I know I'm going to have a really good time doing. And it's just...
Hey, has anybody kept seeing weird little flashes and orbs and stuff flying around Joe? I'm just wondering if that's just me. Or...
It is dead now.
Okay. Did you get it?
Yeah, now he's gone.
Oh, he'll be back. Don't worry.
But I got a couple of fruit flies. But now the ones that I've seen skirting around the back, like that one I can't explain.
Oh, my God.
Because there's not enough light back there to catch them.
Kelly, stop.
My wife, everybody. If you do get a tattoo of Ron and Joe, get it. Yeah, I'll agree.
I want to be on the left.
Get one, put it on your butt.
I want to be on the left.
Well, I mean, it's
no, left, because I don't want to be. No. You're going to do it. You're going to do it right.
Spooky. I've got an I Heart Joe on my right cheek. It's my boy. It's my boy.
I'm worried about you guys. Really worried about you guys.
Spooky says, I've seen that around Joe in the past. Yeah, dude, this basement's...
it's fruit flies, dude.
We do have fruit flies down here right now, but the basement does have some weird stuff that goes on from time to time. We hear, like, cats, mostly. It's like we have ghost cats.
Yeah, you still got the ghost cat?
I don't... Yeah. Oh, yeah. We don't own a cat. We have a dog.
Yep.
60-pound potato.
Yep.
And... but no cats. And
I mean, no live cats.
No live cats.
No actual cats.
Yeah, no real cats. But we do hear cats down in the basement on a regular basis, and Rowan will see them upstairs too.
No, that's just weird.
Adam says, Kelly, I put Ron and Joe.
No. Cole, no, don't do this. I'm going to resign from all of this.
Great. See, this is why we do this. We love you guys.
Oh my God.
But no, for real, you guys do so much for us every week. Not just with helping put the show on, it's keeping us going, bringing life to us. And knowing that we can hang out with you guys.
I think at 1.6 signal's coming back because it's scrambling your voice.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you're back now. You're cool.
Coming on here and getting to hang out with you guys is one of the highlights of our weeks.
Oh, totally.
Chris says this all sounds a bit asinine. 10 points for the dad joke there, Chris.
Man, that was bad.
Look how horrified Ron and Joe is about. Yeah, Ron is horrified about it and how delighted I am.
I'm horrified about it because I know you guys are going to regret it at some point in your life, and it's going to be like there's nothing we can do about that.
I think it's hilarious. I love it.
What is the song?
I would be willing to draw Joe and Ron as the Tick and Arthur for anyone willing to get that as a tattoo. That I just want that on a T-shirt. I had Ron draw me as a floating head from Futurama once. It was supposed to go to a T-shirt, but I don't think we ever put it up.
We never did. Yeah,
I love it. It's a great T-shirt.
What's Jimmy call it? A permanent reminder of a temporary feeling. That's what it is.
Where is it at?
What's that? Oh, that's what Jimmy calls the whole idea of the tattoo. Yeah, it's a permanent reminder of a temporary feeling. So,
gotcha.
Yeah, you don't want
not Jimmy Spooky Appalachia, Jimmy.
No, Buffett. The one and only.
Milton Pope says, I delivered windows and doors for about 3 years in the 80s, and I had a regular route, 30 to 40 stops in West Virginia every week, and I can tell you some weird things go on. That is the truth.
Yep.
That is the truth.
It's true.
And if you ever want to hop on the show and tell us about some of those weird things, be it weird people or weird activity that you saw, sure, jump on, man. Because again, this is your all show. Anybody who actually wants to come on at any point, we'll send you a link. We'll let you join us live. Just keep in mind we're here on a family kind of channel, and we've got kids that do watch, so we try not to get too colorful. But
yeah, we're pretty proud of that too.
And we are proud about that. We do a lot of work with kids. We just finished a school fundraiser. We do a lot of work with people. It's good times. This wild and weird adventure has given us quite the opportunities to do some things. Oh yeah, and Milton, go check Spooky. Go check him out. Like if you've ever got a story you want to share with him too, he does that. And hopefully we can link Spooky and Dooster up at some point too. Hey, my 1-year-old is watching right now, and just like my 1-year-old, hopefully, his new favorite word is going to be butt.
Probably.
Because Ash just goes around going butt.
Oh
butt.
boy.
Kelly says Rowan is currently watching too. That's my 3-year-old. Adam says Ron and Joe tattoo in my crack would not be regrettable. Mom raised me to have no shame.
Well, there you go.
I love it.
That's great. That's awesome. Keep that to yourself.
Man.
You guys keep that to yourself if you do that. You just keep it to yourself. I don't want anything. I want nothing
we'll
to do with it.
censor out the brown star.
I want nothing to do with it at all. Period. So
just the faces.
you guys enjoy that.
Some of the finest people are in the United States, or especially here where I come from. That's true. I love Eastern North Carolina.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's a beautiful part of the country too, especially when you get out into some of the rural areas there. It's gorgeous. Man, it's been a fun show. This has been a blast.
I'm gonna hop over here and see if you guys broke any records tonight. Let's see.
Not much activity over there on the Facebook side, so it's pretty much over here. Rowan just said, "Stop saying butt, Daddy."
Yeah, there you go. Gotta have a censor. Oh yeah, you guys are at 308, so another. Well, you'd have to do about another 150 to break a record.
Right,
but
we'll see.
Not bad though. Nope. I'm good.
Oh man,
you guys are wonderful. Well, still coming in. We're still trending. That's good. Oh, that's awesome. I'm loving that. Are we catching any of the West Coasters at this point?
Should be getting close.
Where's my West Coast peeps at?
It's almost 7:00 for them.
My ancestors came from East Virginia.
Eastern Virginia.
Eastern Virginia. There you go.
Yeah, guys, we start picking up our West Coast viewers. We'll start jumping on here in a bit.
I'll tell you, man, what we're going to have to do, I've threatened it before, after we get all through the shows, we're going to do one to where we just run this thing to like 1 a.m.
Oh, yeah, we've got to do one. I'll get the kids in bed, we'll jump on.
We'll make sure that it's advertised so the West Coasters get to see it.
Yeah.
They're like, look, guys, we're doing this just for you, just for our West Coast family out there, because they're out there.
I'll get the kids to bed, we'll jump down here, and we'll stay on till dark 30.
It'll
be coast to coast. With Wild and Weird.
Oh, jeez. Well, that would be okay. If people would call in with some actual accounts, that would be wonderful.
That'd be great.
I'd be all right with that. What if they were time travelers from the future?
Oh.
Yeah. Could happen. That could happen, right?
It could. It could very well.
I mean, that, what's his name? Titor, right?
Yep, John Titor.
John Titor. Old John. Who else I haven't seen tonight? I haven't seen Ashley tonight, so I'm going to have to get on to her.
Yeah, I think Ashley was busy. Tonight was first night back to school for her kid.
Uh-oh.
So, she's
her.
probably doing dinner and all that good stuff because it's first day back. It's my wife's the same boat. Today was her first day back.
Oh, man. Let's see. I'm trying to find...
Just on the opposite side of the desk.
There we go.
Well, whatever happened to John Titor? That is a good question. I think John Titor saved the future, and that might be why we're in the condition we're in now, is because he poo-pooed on the past.
He just rewrote it, man. That's all. It's the timeline's wonky like that. He'll do that. It's a little skewy, It's a little
timey-wimey, weebly-wobbly.
Yeah, it is. Exactly. It's exactly what it is. Couldn't be a better definition for it.
Yep.
Let me find this thing. Let's see, we've got this patched in, and this patched in, and that's patched in.
Are we bringing up the Ovilus?
Yeah, there's a lot of patching going on. That's what I can tell you right now. Hey, speaking of time travel, how many of you guys weren't here last week when I showed that? Isn't that great? It's our time travel segment.
Yeah, that was time travel indeed.
Flash from the past. Right
Those
there.
were the doors at the hotel we stayed in.
Isn't that great? Doesn't it look like something Mr. Cartoon's about ready to walk through?
It does.
It's great. I love it. Yeah, there it is.
Like and then
great.
the carpet is smells like it's from the 60s,
You can smell that image right there.
and like it's imprinted into my brain.
It should be. It should be. Uh,
Hey, did you ever get a hold of Pat? Adams asking.
I sent him the the message, and I still haven't got anything. So it's kind of weird. Hard to tell what he's done. He might be out to dinner or two, or something.
He could be.
He could be. I don't know.
Yeah, that place really was awesome. Like the bed was one of the more uncomfortable beds we've ever slept on, but the digs were period specific. There was even a T12 light, which they don't even make anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
So what if you're asking what that is a tube incandescent light that is that big around.
Yeah, the T and the number that describes how round it is.
Yes,
now we're like the last ones we were at were T5s, and that's the little round ones that you got right now. There was a T8 and there was a T12, and those T12s are monsters.
Yeah, they were big. Kelly says I can smell the damp through that photo. You are 100% right.
Yeah, it's great, man. I will say this though, they had a good ice machine.
That ice machine was great. That saved us $20.
Yeah, man. That ice machine
We
was
emptied
awesome.
that thing out 3 days in a row.
Yep, that was great. I love that. So that's wonderful to know.
Those big bags that filled that thing were, I think, $8 a piece.
Yeah.
So it's probably closer to $32. It saved
Yeah, it
us.
saved us a lot of money. Yeah, it was great. So you guys, you want to do the Ovilus thing? You let us know. You tell us right now, because it's patched. So if you want to do it, I can hit the button.
If y'all want to have an Ovilus session, we will fire this bad boy
We got
up.
10 minutes. I say if you guys want to do it, we can definitely do it. Either that or we're just going to ramble on about some nonsense.
Milton says, one of these days I will get up the nerve and talk about my years of driving a truck. I saw a lot of weird things and heard a lot of weird things and a lot of really funny stuff.
Dude, I'll tell you. Yeah. I mean,
when you're ready,
when you're ready,
we can split them up. We'll split the love up between us and Spooky, and you can get out in front of two different audiences.
There you go. That's how we'll do that.
Spooky said, yes, ask my question.
Ada, yes. Adam, yes. Give us the Ovilus. Hey, did you guys see where they're actually making a new reel Ovilus?
Yep, they're actually making the actual set on a table.
Yeah. It's supposed to go on sale here in, I guess, this month sometime. The last time it went on sale, it sold out within 24 hours or something.
Oh, it was less than that.
It was fast.
It was nuts.
Yeah, they're like $500-600. I mean, it's ridiculous. Looks pretty cool though. Maybe one day we'll get it, enough to get one. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. Hey, you never know with these guys who have.
Right.
Nothing is impossible at this point. That's all I'm going to say. These people are amazing people. Okay. Well, that votes yes. So I'm going to go ahead and do this official like. See if I can do it right.
Ovilus on.
Wait, did it say off? I swear, I think it just turned itself off.
Ovilus on.
It did. Now
There
it's
we
back
go.
on. Okay, can you guys hear the Ovilus okay? There we go. Well, greetings, Ovilus. We are back. We have been away for some time. Folks, if you don't know what's happening right now, this is the time when we ask Ovilus. And it's just an entertainment section. There's nothing serious about this.
There's no divination going on.
There's no divination going on. Although sometimes it does get a little weird and a little wild and a little synchronous, doesn't it?
So sometimes.
Yeah,
But
sometimes.
normally it's very doom and gloom.
Very much. So this is the part where you guys get to ask your questions to the Ovilus, and Ovilus spends its time answering your questions when it wants to.
Spooky is asking, how much longer?
Oh, okay.
Or when will?
Okay, yeah.
Or
we can do
if
that.
he will
Yeah.
get inducted into the YouTube
Partnership
initiate
program?
program.
Okay, so let's do when, because we know it'll happen. So when will Spooky...
James is over here killing it for Spooky, by the way. He's running on 3 different devices.
Good job,
That's our
man.
boy.
Yes. So when will Spooky manage to get into the YouTube partnership program? Because he's working his tail off over there, and he's kicking it. So You got any insight on that, Ovilus? You got any insight? Got any insight? You know what? The last time, I know how we made this work. Skull. We're gonna have the skull. That's what we need. Oh, heavy skull. There we go.
Yeah.
Do this the right way. Here we go. Let me see. We need the light, because I remember that's what activated it the last time. It's when I powered the light up under the skull. Remember? For you folks who don't remember, on a previous episode of Wild and Weird Radio, this is what happened. And when I changed the color of the skull, the Ovilus spoke. Although this time it's not going to, apparently. Oh,
This is the quietest I've heard the Ovilus in a long time.
yep. I should be running the spectrum analyzer, but I'm not.
Come.
It said, come
Yeah.
Come closer.
Wants us to come closer.
For all the people who are just now joining the live stream. Yes, that is a glowing crystal skull. Yes, we are using the Ovilus to do weird stuff.
We're going to change the color.
You just found the weirdest show on YouTube that's on
Hey,
right
welcome.
now.
Welcome. Welcome to our weird lair. It's what we do sometimes.
It's amazing how many people here just have a skull within reach.
I know, right? It's just what happens when you hang out with us.
I know.
It'll
right?
happen. It'll happen for you one day, Teresa. It'll happen. Joe's lost his skull.
Yeah,
Little
mine's
does he
up there
re-
somewhere. It's too far to reach right now.
little does he realize it's underneath his head.
You're right. Yeah. Adam says, Teresa, I have one as well. Yeah, we're starting a club.
I liked how you tried to say cult and stop yourself. That was funny.
Kelly
Cole.
says, Ovilus, should Joe tattoo his and Ron's faces on
No.
his butt?
No. No. Cole, I have like 6 of them within reach.
Teresa Deucer's like, that's what I was thinking.
I love it. What? That we have too many skulls?
Yeah, what is it with all these weirdos having skulls?
I'm telling you, man. You hang out with us long
I
enough.
just finished building my wife a massive library wall, Dewey. If you could see all the skulls she
Value.
How much it cost?
True.
True value.
Try.
What was
Huh?
that?
I don't know what that was.
Awkward.
The butt tattoo is awkward. We get it.
Yeah, that's probably what that was, I'd say.
Upstairs.
Yes, Kelly is upstairs. She has 3 skulls within reach right now where she's at.
Lemon.
What is it doing?
It's getting picked up, man. It's firing up.
It's firing up now.
Teresa says mine is tucked safely in a china cabinet.
There you go. Okay, so I'm trying to find the list.
Jen.
Jen?
Is that what it said?
It said Jen. It's never said Jen before, ever. That's funny.
G-I-N or G-
Jen. Jen. Lemon.
Contrition.
I don't even know what that is. Contrition? What?
Shy.
Shy. It's going crazy. I don't know. Does any of this mean anything to anyone?
Smile.
Well, contrition is a feeling of remorse.
Child.
Smile, child.
Shove.
Shove. I want to change the color.
Actually.
Actually. Here, change it blue. See if that does anything.
You stopped it.
You noticed that too, huh?
It was on a roll. Go back to purple.
All right, go back to purple.
Africa.
Africa. Did it stop the rains?
I was going to say, did bless the rains down in Africa.
Bless the rains down in Africa.
We're going to bless the rains down in Africa.
Puck.
Puck.
Puck Wedgie?
Puck what you know? Uh-oh. Disco skull.
Larry says, actually shove the smiling child in Africa.
That's kind of what it said.
Region.
Oh, there it was.
It's because you turned it red. I was getting ready to say Ron looks like he's in one of those
AM.
80s demon movies. What'd it say?
Bible.
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 It said
Got one of them
arm.
right up there.
It said arm before Bible.
My Bible is
Herd.
within arm's reach.
Herd. Arm, Bible, herd. That's great.
Lady.
Scott.
Scott missed a human skull for sale 3 from months ago.
Sorry.
Oh, it's terrible. Sorry. It said sorry.
Flag.
It said sorry when he said that.
Yeah.
That's the best
What
part.
did it say?
Beg. Beg.
Well, Kelly.
Beg.
Kelly said she needs a skull with a staff like that.
Well, she begged. See what I mean? There's like these weird little coincidences. When it gets on this roll, what
Follow.
happens? Follow. Follow.
It gets weird. Milton, I can attest to that.
Oh my goodness, this has been fun. This is a good one.
It got on a roll there for a
It
second.
did. It got on a complete roll. That's awesome. Way to go, Ovilus. That was cool.
Anomalies.
Yes, it is.
Format.
It is an anomaly in a format.
No.
No.
It doesn't. It disagrees with you.
It disagrees with me. Now,
Quarter.
okay. All right. Looks like it's not happy for some reason.
Writing.
It's writing.
Ron
Okay.
is the skull daddy.
Ha ha ha.
Green.
Green. All right, sure. There you go. That's how you stop it. Green is the color.
So here, since it brought all that up a second ago, I'm gonna. Ugh, my knees.
It's cool. So anyway, I know a lot of people.
Switch.
Switch. Switch what?
So here is probably the switch that turned the light on back there.
Yellow.
But this is
Oh,
an
look
old
at
circuit rider
that.
Bible.
That's cool.
This is an old relic from the past.
What was that used for, Joe?
This was carried by the evangelists whenever they were traveling through the country. And the date that this one was printed and made was 1848.
Oh,
November
my.
19th, 1848.
That's awesome.
But yeah, it's one of the original English translations.
I wonder how bright this thing will go. Oh, my.
Across.
Oh, my. That's a little too bright. Wow. That was exciting. Oh, this thing's heavy. Very heavy.
Below.
Below. Okay, so now let's go in here and see if we can find the list. I'm going to read back all the words that we got, and you guys tell me if it makes any sense to you. Okay, I got it. You ready? Here we go.
Here's the Ovilus list.
This is the list. Let's see today. Wait a minute. This is the whole list. Oh, good Lord. Let me find today. All right, I got it. It's right. Starts right. Oh, I wish we'd have got bacon. That was from earlier. Hang on. I like bacon. Okay. Started out with come. We started with, again, we got value, through, tie, awkward, upstairs, lemon, gin, contrition, shy, smile, child, shove,
Direct.
actually, Africa, puck, region, arm,
Fell.
Bible, herd, lady, sorry, beg, follow, anomalies, format, known, quarter, writing, green, switch, across, below, and then it just added more while I was doing this. and that is switch across below which direct fell. Developed. Yep. So that's the fun kind of things we do on here every now and again, guys.
That was an interesting little
apparent
one.
reason, but that was fun, right? That was a cool one.
Yeah, it's it introduced some people to one of the artifacts.
Yeah, hunted artifacts. It corrected you. All right, so I'm going to turn off the Ovilus now because
Ovilus on.
One day I'll get that synced up. So that was fun. Did you guys get any? Did it mean anything to you? Was there a deep, deep meaning that only you got from the mystical Ovilus? Ovilus, I should say. That is Ovilus by Digital Dowsing. It is an app that you can download for your iPhone. I don't know if they make it for Androids and all that, but we are not a sponsor of Ovilus.
But we could be.
But we could be. We just use it, and it's really full. It's really cool to play with, and it gives some really interesting results sometimes. I'm not even going to lie to you. It's very wild how it works. So, everyone, these are our last minutes. If you got anything to say, let's hear them. How was the show tonight? That always helps because that helps us to know if we should.
And then don't forget, if you guys are here hanging out towards the end with us, once the show's over, jump over onto the video itself and leave a comment there about how the show went.
Yeah, it helps. It really does help.
Having all those comments build up under the video helps it spread out to more people.
Yeah, absolutely. It does. It gets the algorithm going, and more and more people seeing it. You know what's really funny is when I tuned in on this one, there was an ad at the beginning, and it was an ad for Willie Nelson. I'm like, what? That's the coolest ad I've ever seen on any of our stuff.
Yeah.
That made me very happy for a second. And I'm like, wait a minute. Willie? I think I even typed that out. I was like, Willie. Most of these people had no idea what I was talking about, but because, it only targets certain people. Cole, oh, wait, Teresa, did you just? Yep, Teresa. Boosh.
Teresa, you
Boosh. Get her up there. Get up there.
I'm trying. Who's doing it? You or me?
All right, you.
There we go.
$3. Thank you, Teresa.
We kept canceling it out. Sorry.
Thanks, Teresa. Thank you so very, 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 very much. Cole, thank you so much. Excited for next week. Absolutely going to be awesome. No, we don't. We need other things. Though I did get a very interesting request today. I'm going to read this off to you real quick because I thought it was really cool. You'll like this, Joe. I got on here and I was just, I got a message. I always get messages, but I got a really interesting message. It's from Michael Cook.
Oh, yeah, Mike.
Okay. Well, Mike started his a big tattoo project that he's doing, on himself. He's going to put like all these monsters and cryptids and whatnot on it. And he wanted to know if it would be okay to use this. If you can see it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's the new acrylic
Flatwoods.
The Flatwoods pop art version that I did. I was like, sure, I'll send you a really good version of it though. Dewey's ready to break some more records. Hey, Dewey, I think we're going to break some more records when we do that Mantell
man,
episode.
I can't wait to do the Mantell episode. That's going to be so fun.
Yeah, it is. It really
is. Just because you are this wellspring of information on that case because you've put your nose to the grind and really sniffed out all the stuff.
I say we do it in as part of a spooky season.
Oh,
I think that'll be a good time to do that because there'll be a lot of people listening around October. I think that would be a really good time to do that. I'm going to check our numbers here real quick again because you guys have been. I mean, we had the Ovilus session, so everything went crazy.
I met Mike at Hocking Hills. He really is a nice guy. I enjoyed talking to him.
Did any of you guys try his sauce?
Oh, yeah.
Like any of the hot sauce that the dude had? Because I didn't get to try any.
It's the barbecue sauce.
Okay, he made a new one. It's a mango
Yeah,
habanero.
that habanero, mango habanero.
It looks really good.
Yeah, I wish he
I
had
might-
that one there to try it.
I might say, hey, yeah, you can use this. Now send me some sauce. that's the royalty right there.
Yeah,
Now you're sitting at 370 total messages right now, my friends, and that's pretty good.
thank you guys.
You didn't shatter the record, but you made us a really good show, and it's really awesome. Absolutely loved it. So much fun, super fun.
Yeah, we love doing the lives. We love coming and hanging out with you guys. Wouldn't trade it for anything. This is such a good time for us.
I can't wait to actually be able to go and look at some of the evidence that I have from the past 2 investigations, put them into an actual format where we can share that here.
Yeah,
That's what I can't wait to do. But
Yeah.
while we're doing this road stuff, and that's kind of impossible. And then I'll be on vacation next week, so that'll be fun. At least I don't have to do anything then.
get a break.
Yeah, I get a break, so that'll be really great. I guess you and Brandon can hold it down, and
Yeah,
I will be relaxing somewhere.
and if nothing else, I'll go live by myself.
Oh dear God!
It'll be dangerous.
Well, that'll be the end of that show. No, I'm kidding. No one to hold you accountable. It's not going to be good. There'll be
It is saying, what's the record?
Oh, the record.
It's 500, wasn't it?
I want to say it was. I want to say it was like 515.
Yeah.
Was the comment record that we've got sitting at right now, and that's pretty good. It's really good actually.
But yeah, guys, thank you all for joining us this week. It's been a heck of a show. We appreciate every one of you guys more than you can actually understand, and that is not coming from just a recited position. That's really truly how we feel about you guys.
We have to do this again because it's only. Did any new people pledge tonight? Do I have to add anybody's name to the thing? Because I add your name to this. That's why I'm asking.
Let's see. I'm going through.
Yeah, go through and check. I think it's our normal people, which is wonderful. But yeah, everybody. I mean, it doesn't matter. Whoever you donate, whatever.
If you donate $99,
$1,
you're going up there.
Yeah, you're going up there. I don't really care. So
Yeah,
you're
it's
going
all
up
of our
there.
regulars.
Okay, cool. All right, so when it rolls back around, you go ahead and read out their names. Big old thank yous.
Absolutely. Milton Pope says, if you'll allow me to, one of these days, I'll come on and give you guys some real side-splitting humor. Absolutely, man. You better believe it. You're welcome here anytime. The third seat, fourth seat's always open. But guys, so this show is brought to you by all the super chatters, the executive producer, Adam Good, Teresa of Teresa's Haunted History of the Tri-State, Dewey, Ed Deuster, James Boggs, Spooky Appalachia, a.k.a. Little Jimmy, Larry Hose, Guitar Chain Craig, Travis Orednick, Jeffrey Steele, Russ Bailey, Chris Coots, Ada Cox, Nancy White.
I got to check on Craig, too, and make sure he's okay. I know he had some issues this week, and he was not on the show, so I have to check in with him.
Yeah, I didn't see him in the chat either, so yeah, give him a
he's
shout.
okay. Yeah.
And then, of course, Sky Daddy Matthew McConaughey thanks you.
Do it.
But you guys are awesome. We thank every one of you all for hanging out with us as long as you did. It's been a great show. Remember, jump over on that comment thread when the video goes back up on YouTube. Just a couple. I don't care what you put up. Just say hi that you were there and had fun. Whatever. Those go a long way.
Those comment threads actually count too. So the more
it's a separate entity.
Yeah, they're separate entities. So yeah, feel free to do that, and that pushes us out there in front of more people. And let's see if you can break that record.
Yep. And then if you guys want to catch us out on the road,
hang on,
this
I'll
weekend,
find it. It's here somewhere.
This weekend, you're gonna be able to jump out and find us at Cryptid Bash. Then Ron's gonna be in St. Albans, followed by the Flatwoods Monster Fest or convention. Flatwoods Monster Convention.
Did you just call it it's not the fest?
Yeah, it's not the fest. It's the convention.
It's this thing. That thing.
We got some great speakers lined up for you. Amazing vendors. There's going to be food now at the event because the hotel is sold out, so they're opening up the food side. It's going to be an absolute blast. And then after that show, obviously, you're going to be able to catch us over at the Mothman Festival, the mecca of all things weird in the world. Come hang out with us, guys.
Yeah.
Like we have room under the tent usually. Stop by, say hi, take a load off, get you cold water. All you guys who are here, you're part of the family. We have a big cooler that'll be full of water. So if you guys want to stop by and grab one, we got your back.
Yeah. It'll be cold water too.
It'll be
And
nice.
believe me, it'll be very, very appreciated. I'm pretty sure because it's
Jimmy Ruger, hi from Ohio,
Jimmy.
got here late. Hey, better
Hey,
late than
Jimmy.
never. You can go back and watch the recast. We're getting ready to hop off here.
Hey, Jimmy, welcome.
But welcome and thanks for being here and jumping in on the live chat. We appreciate you tuning in, man.
Hey, Jimmy, make sure that you hit the reminder so you can jump in there next Thursday at 8.
Yeah, it's gonna be a really fun show.
It's going to be a fun show. If you go back and watch it, you'll understand what we're saying. We had a little preview, about halfway through?
Yeah, about halfway through.
And we're going to have a really cool special guest next week. And he's going to bring in a really cool artifact, and we're going to be talking about that. And it's going to be a lot of fun. If you're even mildly interested in, ancient astronaut theory, crystal skulls, metaphysics, and whatsoever, you're going to want to be here. It's going to be a great show.
Well, guys, thanks for joining us. Thanks for hanging out with us. If you want to catch up, if you want to go get your Flatwoods Monster tickets, head on over to wildandweirdwv.com.
That's right.
Click on the link. You can go ahead and get your pre-registration tickets out of the way. Just show up at the door with the screenshot on your phone, or you can do it old school and print it out and bring it to us and hand it to us. All that's going to be great.
Mm-hmm.
And remember, if you're going to get a tattoo of me and Ron on your butt, you're going to have to show pictures. Stay wild and weird, everybody.
No. No, you don't want to do that. Just don't. Okay.
I'm just saying.
Don't listen to him. Don't listen to him. All right, I'm gonna roll the ending credits now.
Stay wild and weird, everybody.
Don't listen to Joe.
Oh, Adam Good.
What?
One last Sky Daddy.
All right. I was literally that close to hitting the button. Like literally that close. All right. I'm going to hit the button.
Everybody.
I'm hitting the button this time. All right. All right. Here we go. Thank you, Adam. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you all.